I'm sorry if this is a total mess. I can't even think straight anymore. Backstory. I had a D problem for a few years. I don't want to go into a ton of detail here, but I want to mention that I never stole from or screwed over any of my family. I went to prison for 2 years, got cleaned up, and got my degree. I had enough credits from my university but didn't realize it and just needed to fill out the form. And I've been out for almost a year. A week after getting out, I had a one-night stand. Even with protection and me having PCOS, I managed to get pregnant and not realize it until 14 weeks. Word spread in my family, and my brother and sister-in-law, 35 male and female, came to my apartment and begged to let them adopt her. Sister-in-law has been trying to get pregnant since she was 20 with her first husband. Nothing has worked. I had been leaning towards adoption anyway, and it seemed ideal. Baby would be my niece, so I would get to see her grow up, in a way. My brother and I were never close, and I never knew sister-in-law very well because of my D problem, but I got to know them very well in the months since I decided to let them adopt baby. We had meals together several times a week, went shopping, movies. I went to the baby shower, and we picked out the baby's name together. That was actually all I asked for, if we could choose it together. I hate stupid baby names, and we selected a beautiful baby name together. Fast forward to yesterday. I had baby last night. They took her to get cleaned up in another room so I wouldn't bond with her. My brother and sister-in-law went with baby and have a separate room with her. I haven't seen them since delivery. My twin sister stayed the night with me and has been keeping me company all day. Her husband brought us lunch, and I thought it was my brother at first and got upset. I told them how I felt like Lockie from Lost when he gave his dad his kidney, and his dad ghosted. They calmed me down, and a few minutes my sister-in-law called me. There was a lot of background noise, so I put her on speaker. It sounded like there was 10 people in the room with her, all talking. She asked how I was, and told me baby was beautiful and they'd come to see me soon. I think she shoved her phone in her pocket without hitting end because the call didn't end. I heard sister-in-law ask someone to pass "insert stupid baby name here" to her now that she was off the phone. They then proceeded to make fun of me. Someone said that Junkie W makes cute kids, and everyone laughed, making bets on when I'd get knocked up again and give baby a brother. Just really mean and awful crap. I was stunned. My twin and her husband were furious. My twin is a lawyer and reminded me that I legally can't sign adoption papers until 72 hours, and both of them begged me not to let them adopt her. They suggested another family, or just to keep her myself. My brother-in-law offered me all their baby's old stuff and said he'd go set the crib up right now if I wanted. I'm heartbroken and pissed. I was leaning towards adoption so I could get my crap together, but my crap is together. I have a good-paying job, a nice apartment in a good area, a car. I could do this. Am I crazy? Is this a bad idea? Now that I've been thinking about keeping baby, I really want to. Edit. I haven't decided between another family or doing it myself, but the decision has been made that sister-in-law and brother will not be adopting baby. A nurse will be removing baby from the room, and then my twin sister will be breaking the news to them with security outside the room. Feeling a little panicky right now. If anybody gave me their child, no matter what the circumstances, I would be the most grateful person ever and kiss their butt and basically worship them for the rest of their life. The fact that they even had the capacity to say things like that about you mere hours after the birth fills me with unspeakable horror. Consider an open adoption with another couple. You can still watch your child grow up, but with parents that aren't a-holes and who actually respect the fact that you brought their child into the world. Only keep the baby if you are really in love with it and want it in your life. My husband, Aaron, and I have been married for almost a year. So far, marriage has been great. He proposed with an engagement ring that he had spent months designing and working on with a designer. The designer has recently passed away, so getting it redone is going to be a challenge. It was beautiful, simple, and he captured me in it perfectly. It also included a very small diamond that was given to me by my dad. My mom passed away when I was 3. The diamond was small, but it meant a lot to me to have something of hers. Honestly, the ring is the one material item that I would consider irreplaceable. When we got married, we attached a simple wedding band to it so that I could wear both on the same finger. Last week, my sister-in-law, 35 years old, and her family were visiting us at our home. They're here until July 5th, but are staying with my mother-in-law. She and her husband have 2 children. Her daughter, who is 7, is an absolute terror. I love children and can usually handle anything, but this little girl is hell-bent on destroying everything. Since we've been married, she scratched my husband's car when throwing rocks at it, after we told her to stop. She purposely tries to terrorize our cat. We don't allow her near him anymore. And she's thrown a remote at the wall in frustration, resulting in a large hole. Erin has mentioned her behavior and tantrums to my sister-in-law, but she always says, "You don't have children, so don't comment on our parenting." Anyways, last week they were over to swim. I always keep my ring in its box on my vanity when we swim. After that, I went to put it on when I noticed the ring wasn't in there. Panic ensued. We searched everywhere for it. Erin called my sister-in-law and mother-in-law, and they both denied seeing it. Then, about an hour later, my sister-in-law called and said that my niece admitted to taking it, but because she got scared she'd be in trouble, she threw it out the car window on the way home. I was devastated. My husband demanded to know where it happened at so we can look, but my niece kept saying she couldn't remember. We went and searched the route they took and couldn't find it. Erin also wanted to know how they didn't notice her rolling down the window and throwing it out. My sister-in-law was offended he questioned her parenting skills. My husband asked my sister-in-law to still look around my mother-in-law's in case she lied. At this point, my sister-in-law is upset that we're blaming her child, but she did steal my ring. She refuses to assist us in finding it now. So this Saturday, we're supposed to have a 4th of July party. Honestly, I don't want my sister-in-law or her family there. I think we've put up with enough. So I told Erin that I don't want to have it anymore. He said that it's ridiculous and people are planning on it. I get that and I feel bad, but I really don't want that child in my house, and my sister-in-law shows no signs of correcting her behavior. I told him that we can have the party, but I don't want them there. I know it's harsh. He thinks that I'm overreacting and we can replace the ring. He also said that it puts him in a rough spot. Yes, I agree we can replace it, and it puts him in a rough spot. But I'm still very hurt, and I don't want her in my house. She destroys everything and has no discipline. He mentioned not having the party to my mother-in-law and used the excuse that we're just really busy with work this week, but she was on to me. Now she's upset that I can't get over it because the ring can be replaced, and my niece is only 7 and doesn't know better. That's not the point though. The child does not listen. So what do I do? Is there a better compromise? In less than a year, my niece has done ridiculous amounts of damage. They don't even visit that often, so it equates to an incident happening each time she's here. Would you all put up with that? The little crap apple doesn't fall far from the crap tree, it seems. Calculate the cost for the ring and all the damage she has caused, and send them the bill. She can either pay the bill before 4th of July or not come to any more events in your home. This, to me, is a fair compromise and forces your sister-in-law to start taking responsibility and controlling her child. I called off the wedding after I found my ex-fiancé had been seeing some other girl behind my back for almost 9 months, all while lying to me about where he was and working late and work functions over weekends. I believed him because he worked in the same industry, and yes, late night happens and weekend functions. To make it worse, my almost in-laws knew about it and helped him lie, and almost all of our shared friends. He did not even help me cancel anything. He just told me, "I know you found out about her, and I am leaving you." This was all over text message, by the way. Well, it has been almost a year now, and I am engaged again. This time, I am engaged to one of my oldest friends who stepped up and helped me through everything, including helping me cancel my wedding, as he knows how it feels. His girl of 4 years left the weekend he was going to propose to be with some guy she met on an online game. So he just asked me would it be crazy if the 2 of us got married, as he was ready to marry, and me too. I just said it was absolutely crazy. Let's do it. I still have my dress, and I still have most of the money I got back from the bookings I canceled, so we could use that. He even went through all the trouble to sell the old ring and buy me a brand new ring, as he knows I have a very simple taste in jewelry, and I do not like diamonds at all. He got me a very simple rose gold band with an inscription on it. I absolutely love it. My ex found out after we announced that we are getting married, as one of our shared friends still keep an eye on me for some crappy reason. Now, my ex is busy smearing my name through the mud, saying I cheated and that there is no way I am getting married if I had not been seeing my friend behind his back. He even went as far as to contact my now fiancé just to talk crap about me, but he put my ex in his place right there and then. My ex now basically stalks me. He stopped at my flat, but security threw him out. He came to my work to make a scene. Every time I go to the shop, he is always conveniently there as well. My fiancé asked if he should sort it out for me, as he works in security, and he could have him arrested for harassment. I am seriously thinking about it at the moment, as I just want him gone. We have not spoken since that last text, and he avoided me like the plague when I wanted to talk to him. And now that I am getting married, he does not want to leave me alone. It has gotten so bad that the girl he left me for left him because he would not stop obsessing about me. And yes, he blames me for that too. I feel like I should just leave it, as we are getting married in 2 weeks, and then we are leaving the country anyway. My fiancé is not from here. He flew down to help me, and we are getting married there, not here. We are actually flying in a week. We are just waiting for our tests, as we need to take it 2 days before we fly. But both of us are fine. I am just so frustrated. Luckily, my fiancé is amazing, and he makes sure I keep smiling, and we have so much fun together. He really is my rock, and helps keep me sane. And I love the fact that he stood up for me when my ex came at me online, and he shut that down pretty quick too. It really just goes beyond me that this bothers him so much. Like, you cheated on me, you left me, you ignored me for weeks, you lied to me, and now that someone else stepped up, you want to be a jerk about it and harass me. I just needed to rant a bit, as I am very frustrated. I don't actually need advice, as I am leaving in a week, so it does not matter, and this has not been going on for long. We only announced we are getting married a month ago, but we had this planned for a while now, so he flew down specially to come and announce it with me to my family, who are ecstatic. My mom always loved him since we were kids. Your ex sounds like a lunatic. Good thing you got rid of him. If you're leaving the country forever, then there's nothing you can really do, unless he appears where you're heading to. If it's temporary, I would suggest contacting the law and getting a restraining order in place. He's stalking you, attacking your character, and as you've said, obsessing over you. I would have called the cops on him the moment he showed up at my place. Not gonna lie. My sister, Leela, 28 female, and I, 34 female, are both the children of a single mother. Growing up, I was always closer to our mother, since we were closer in age and had similar interests. I was also very quiet and well-behaved, while my sister was wild. We grew up in the sheltered suburbs, so her behavior wasn't nearly at the level of a lot of kids generally. But it was a point of stress for my mom. Many moons ago, my sister and my ex-boyfriend started a relationship. I was alright with it since he was my ex-boyfriend in high school. I made a mistake after she got engaged to him, and I'm not justifying this, but when my ex and I had a moment, I gave in and slept with him. I immediately regretted it and told my mom the morning of, crying. She was upset at me, but understood, and when she tried to console my sister, Lil blew up at her and said that my mom was taking my side instead of hers, and was mad that my mom consoled me, or whatever. She didn't talk to my mom for a long time after that. Leela is pretty happy now. She's got her life together and earns good money. Her husband is rich, and she has this cute baby girl. My mom dotes on the baby, and ever since Leela has made up with her, takes Leela's side on everything because she's scared of losing her. I recently found out that I'm pregnant. I currently don't have a job, and I'm living with my best friend. The baby's father will not be in the picture. After the crap show that was this year, this child is a blessing for me, and I'm really happy and couldn't wait to tell my mom. Yesterday, we were meeting for a picnic in the park, and I was really excited to make my announcement. I had made cupcakes with blue and pink frosting for everyone. Before I could tell anyone, my sister let everyone know that she's pregnant also. She's 5 months along and knows the gender. Everyone was so elated, and I was a bit hurt, but decided to make my announcement as well and revealed my cupcakes. My mom was silent when I told everyone, and when I prodded her, she said that she was worried for me since I don't have a job and she doesn't know how I'm gonna survive raising this baby by myself. I started crying and told her that of course she's going to criticize me and compliment my sister, and that the favoritism is starting to show. It really hurt me. My mom got hurt and said it wasn't her intention, and then my stepdad spoke up and said that she was right, and it isn't about favoritism since my sister has got everything figured out, and that he doesn't know if I'm capable of raising my child by myself. I yelled at all of them for underestimating me, and that just because I don't have some fancy job doesn't mean I can't raise my baby. I left in a huff. My dad later called me and said that he's really sorry if my feelings were hurt, but that I really ruined the mood of the picnic by asking my mom of her thoughts and ruined my sister's announcement as well as mine. I don't think I'm the a-hole, and I just want to prove it to them. Am I the a-hole? Yes, the a-hole. You slept with her fiancé, and you have the gall to ask whether you're the a-hole. She didn't steal your announcement. You stole hers. She announced it first, and you were jealous of the spotlight, so you stole it. It's not like she purposely stole it from you. Secondly, it makes sense that you'd be worried for a child if their parents didn't have a job or support within the midst of a global pandemic. What is this nonsense about favoritism? You slept with your sister's fiancé. If I was your parent, you wouldn't be allowed at family gatherings. You'd be disowned on the spot. I can't believe your sister even has the strength to continue the relationship.